but that measure will also go up several notches.
Well, again, since you're talking about that, well, let me report two other developments. Sirens on in Jammu and another explosion heard in Srinagar. So let's just hope that everything is, everyone is out of harm's way. Akash joining us for more on these details. Ishan Wani reporting another explosion heard in Srinagar. Akash, the sirens in Jammu and the explosion heard in Srinagar. Yes.
Yes, we have been hearing the sirens. In fact, I'll try to give you some natural ambience. There you have the sirens. And these sirens are on since just a while back. We heard the AD gun sound destroying one drone, and I was in fact reporting that, Rahul. In fact, in Srinagar we have been hearing about similar activities. So it seems like Pakistan is still not in fact letting its
well, big news coming in, Akash. Big news coming in. First phone call between India and Pakistan. The DGMOs are talking now. Just break this down for us. DGMOs talking. What does this mean?
Yes, Director General Military Operations. We have seen that how their offices connected last Tuesday. But Manoj Gupta has been reporting that one hotline connection has been established, in fact, today. And Pakistan wants de-escalation. This is a big news coming in fact, Rahul. Pakistan wants de-escalation. Situation is, in fact, bad in the country, and Pakistan wants to meet Indian side. This was the connection between the DGMOs on both the sides, and they have spoken on hotline. DGMO, remember, is someone who takes care of the operation of the military on both sides, and we have been given to understand that DGMOs connected from both the sides.
Well,
and Pakistan
right now I have to go across
de-escalation.
Okay, just 1 second, because we only have him for 10 minutes apparently, and I've been asked to go straight across to the father of Daniel Pearl. Daniel Pearl, we have to go across to Jude Pearl. I'm being told that we only have him for 10 minutes. I'm sorry, viewers, but in the middle of this breaking news, I have to go across to Jude Pearl, I'm told. Jude Pearl, your reactions really to the Indian strike, taking out the brother of Masood Azhar, a person directly connected with the incident involving your son.
Are you speaking to me?
Yes, Mr. Jude Pearl.
Oh, I can hardly hear you. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the question was what my reaction is. I am, of course, very delighted that the issues of my son has come to the attention of the media and the general public, because it has been almost forgotten. And what was forgotten is the fact that the people responsible for his murder have not been brought to justice. So I'm glad that at least the person who was indirectly connected with his abduction was killed. I'm not sure that he was killed, actually. I haven't seen any confirmation from the Pakistani side that Azhar was killed, but I trust the Indian intelligence to verify that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Jude Pearl, for speaking with us. Thank you very much. We'll just come back to you in just a short while. There has been a huge development here in India, viewers. Let's go back to that big story. I want to go straight back to Siddhant. News coming out that nervous Pakistan is seeming to wave the white flag. Can we remove the Jude, yes, the Pearl visuals? Yes, there you go. There you go, Siddhant.
Well, yes, that's right, Rahul. In fact, this is what Manoj Gupta is bringing for us, this piece of information that Pakistan wants to de-escalate. Rahul, situation is bad in Pakistan. Pakistan wants to meet Indian side. In fact, first communication between the two countries have been established. Communication has been established. This is what Manoj Gupta is bringing for us. First direct talk has taken place between India and Pakistan since the escalation. This is a DGMO level talks, perhaps a very big piece of breaking input we are putting out for our viewers, and in fact, this has been brought to us by investigation editor Manoj Gupta, and in fact, he has got this confirmation that that there has been a direct contact which has been established by Pakistan with India. Pakistan wants to de-escalate. Now they don't want to further escalate the situation. Perhaps, Rahul, this development is also happening after Secretary Rubio speaking directly to Asim Munir this morning. And in fact, we were reporting that how that particular call was only to tell Asim Munir directly that, look, better de-escalate or face the consequences. And now we are getting to know that Pakistan has reached out to India, and in fact, first DGMO level communication has been established. Pakistan wants to de-escalate. Situation is bad in the country. Their own people are not liking that in these times when there is the economy is in doldrums. Pakistan is going all out on war with India, and this is one of the reasons that Manoj Gupta is telling us that Pakistan has reached out to us. First, DGMO level communication has been established between the two sides. A very, very important piece of
okay, let me bring in Akash. Let me bring in Akash on this point. We also have, of course, Tilak Devashare, and we also have Brahmacharani with us to put this into perspective. But Akash, yes, over to you. This is big news, very big news.
It is big, in fact, for the first time when DGMOs have connected, because till now only officers were getting connected where the colonel rank or brigadier rank officers were talking to each other. But this time around, we are learning that Director General of Military Operations on both the sides have connected via hotline, and Manoj Gupta, has been bringing this input for us, where he is suggesting that Pakistan, wants de-escalation. In fact, there are bad conditions there in the country, and that's the reason why they want to meet the Indian side. Possibly, meeting would happen very soon because DGMOs have somewhere talked to each other. Rahul, just one context, back in 2021, when there was a constant ceasefire violations on the LC, even at that time, DGMOs played an important role, and it was February 2021 when there was a DGMO level understanding for ceasefire. And since then, we were not seeing any sort of escalation on the borders. Once again, when things were getting escalated, it seems that DGMOs have connected and Pakistan wants de-escalation. This is indeed a big development that Manoj Gupta has been bringing to us. And, in fact, what was the sort of issues that were discussed? One meeting was the core agenda. We have been told that, they wanted to meet. And since this was a hotline communication, so of course, not many things were discussed, but definitely Pakistan wants a de-escalation. This has been clearly indicated, and in fact sources have been suggesting this to Manoj Gupta, that how Pakistani DGMO and in fact the Indian DGMO connected on hotline and they discussed the current scenario, and Pakistan wants de-escalation, Rahul.
De-escalation is the buzzword right now. This is very, very interesting news, viewers. Yes, Pakistan has been punished. We've shown you those pictures, and I'm going to ask our director, Saab, to show those pictures of Pakistan being eviscerated. We'll also have confirmation, and not contested, because this has been confirmed by DGISPR, that they have been attacked on their air bases, viewers. Don't forget this. This is confirmation that came this morning from DGISPR. He looked glum. His face was small, shrunken. His cheeks were shrunken, he looked petrified, and we have struck really in Rawalpindi. In Rawalpindi, viewers, that's where General Munir sits, and therefore he picked up that phone from Rubio almost immediately, because he realized that his time is up. His time is up. And I want to bring in Siddhant. Siddhant, the compulsions here weighing on the Pak Army Chief are great. He's leading his country into a massive misadventure. He doesn't have the public support. He doesn't have political support. This man is completely in it for himself, and he realizes he's made a grave error of judgment.
Well, that's right, Rahul, and in fact, he heard it from Americans this morning. This is what I have been told. And since a very long time, Rahul, he was looking for this opportunity. Asim Munir was looking for this opportunity. In fact, there is a direct link between his speech given at Pakistani diaspora event, perhaps where he said that the both countries were divided on the religious lines, and perhaps right after that, Pahalgam took place, where the people were singled out on the basis of religion and killed. So there is direct linkage between the two. In fact, the same was highlighted by Foreign Secretary also on the very first day of his press briefing. So Asim Munir is the mastermind of Pahalgam terror attack, and perhaps he is calling the shots in Pakistan, and Americans know it very well. And this is the reason that last time when Rubio spoke, he spoke to Shehbaz Sharif, but nothing happened, because Americans also understood that Shehbaz Sharif is a puppet. Nobody will listen to him. So today this call was made, this call directly to a army chief. Perhaps Rahul, is a very big thing. American Secretary of State, National Security Advisor, will never talk to a counterpart who is much below to him in
And why is all of this happening, viewers? Siddhant, stay on with me. Why is all of this happening? Because we are getting inputs left, right and center now. Viewers, we are completely on the front foot here, and we are getting inputs that DGMO has put out a statement of the Indian Army saying that Indian Army pulverizes terrorist launch pads. Their entire auxiliary infrastructure has been absolutely eviscerated as a response to Pakistan's misadventures of attempted drone strikes on the night of 08 and 09 May 2025 in multiple cities of Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab. The Indian Army conducted a coordinated fire assault on terrorist launch pads, pulverizing and razing them to cinders. The terrorist launch pads located close to the line of control were a hub for planning and executing terror attacks against Indian civilians and security forces in the past. The Indian Army's swift and decisive action has dealt a significant blow to terrorist infrastructure and capabilities. All of these details, viewers, being put out now by the DGMO, and that were put out in about 10 minutes back. Massive views. All the photographs of that action are here. This is how it's gone up, viewers, on the LOC. They are taking them out one by one. Those are our forces using their munitions, and you can see them in their bunkers, winding it all up and releasing these grenade launchers, all sorts of other munitions. Viewers, I'm not going to go into the munitions, but they've been put out there for the world to see. There you can see it, pulverizing the living daylights out of Pakistan, its proxies. It is complete focus, it is clinical, and it is absolutely debilitatory. Pakistan falling apart. And if they are pushing troops to the front lines, viewers, it allows us to engage at the front lines and even alter the LOC. Remember, even that can be done. So you can see these pictures. This is a video that has been put out. This is a relay of all the action that has been taking place. It is a complete newsreel, one after the other, and Indian soldiers showing the victory sign, flashing the victory sign there, viewers. They're doing this in every video. They are completely blowing the Pakistanis out of their bunkers, smoking them out. This is what India has brought to the table. It is brought to the table not just at the LOC, but on Pakistan soil. 8 bases flattened, viewers, we are being told. Massive punishment being inflicted on the body of Pakistan. The body politic, the mind, scarring the mind. The public is out on the streets, shocked, seeing their country in flames. Look at those pictures, viewers. That's Rawalpindi. That is where the Pakistani army sits and plots evilly against India. Today, they are not safe in their cribs. They are not safe there, viewers. Look at that, Rawalpindi in flames, ball of flames lighting up the sky. Noor Khan Air Base flattened. Those are the pictures, viewers. Video released by the DGMO 10 minutes ago. Look at these pictures. The Indian Army clinical, bashing the brains out of Pakistan's terror and, of course, BAT, as well as their forward positions. There you can see them, viewers, completely. And after each one of those attacks, a victory sign. You can see them going up one by one. This could be out of Rambo, viewers. This is not a movie. This is absolute real life. Fact is always stranger than fiction. It is more compelling than fiction. This is what it's looking like right now for India. Pakistan blown out, pushed back, mentally scarred, physically debilitated, and worse, viewers, militarily on the back foot, thwarted, defanged. They don't know what to do. They've tried everything. Now, the deranged leadership is trying to play the nuclear card. The National Command Authority is being summoned. They're doing what they always do, hold a gun to their heads to negotiate, get the world to pay attention, say, come, still India's hand, help us. It's a cry for help. Let me go across to, I think we're supposed to go across to Siddhant, right? To go back to Siddhant. Okay, we don't have a reporter right now. Colonel Kohli joins us live. Colonel Kohli, this is a complete annihilation, isn't it?
Good morning, Rahul. I'm Lieutenant General Kohli. Anyway,
sorry, General Kohli.
No, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Sorry about that.
Absolutely
General
okay.
Kohli, yes.
This was expected, Rahul. This was expected. They do not have the capacity and the wherewithal to fight. It was known to them also, but they had been showing bravado so far. And yesterday, the boost which they got through IMF, $2.3 billion which they got, which they started, and they were. That time also, in fact, yesterday I was on a TV, I was mentioning this only. They knew that they will get us on the negotiation table through American pressure or through somebody else. And before that, they wanted to achieve something so that they could show to their population that they have also been able to do something. So, though their attempts have failed, even they attempted today missile at Delhi, which was also failed. But now they are seeing the future because they do not have. Their ammunition is less, their economy is less. You know what economic conditions are. So
Absolutely.
What this 2.3 billion has been given, how long will it last? 15 plus 2.3. You see, we have 660 billion if you talk of the forex what we have. So they do not have the capacity. But at the same time, Rahul, I wish to say, we should not let go of this opportunity. Today, conditions are very good for us. In the past, if you see these many 70 years, 4 wars we have fought with them, we have allowed them to go away. In 71, these many prisoners were given, Hajipir Pass was given in 65. We should make use of the situation what is there today. We must achieve something and sort of inflict on them deterrent punishment so that they don't do this kind of thing in future. Because any kind of peace treaty with them will have no meaning. It will last only for few years, few months only.
Okay. Let me bring in Professor Nalapat. Good morning, Professor. Good afternoon, rather. 5 minutes past noon. And we have Pakistan leaning against the ropes. Their air bases flattened, their forward positions pulverized. I'm not saying it, the ADGPI is saying it. I'm not saying it, the MEA is saying it. This is a complete humiliation, a defanging of Pakistan. It's happening at the behest of the Prime Minister of India. We are teaching them a lesson. We are establishing deterrence. We are also being told now that nervous Pakistan is seeking a meeting with India. It's willing to throw in the white towel. We've got them where we want them, Professor Nalapat. What should we do?
We haven't got them, Rahul. The fact is that they always do this. Whenever they are down, they want to resist a knockout blow, which will come soon. And then they say, well, now I'm down. Now I'll come back up. And then they swear everlasting peace. That peace usually lasts only a few weeks.
Yes.
If it's not that long.
General Kohli is saying the same thing. Yeah.
A bunch of cheats,
Yes.
a bunch of liars, and they're hardwired to hate India. The GHQ Rawalpindi is hardwired to hate India. The colonel knows full well the unique chemistry that they have. They genuinely believe that Hindus and Muslims are two different species. They have invented a new form of biology. So what they're looking for, they know they're on the ropes. They are on the ropes. They want to avoid a knockout blow. The point is, this is not the time for any kind of leniency. You have to give that knockout blow. And in the meantime, whatever devices they have for interception, whatever devices they have for finding out what is coming at them, these devices need to be put out of commission. Pakistan needs to be rendered completely defenseless. We have the means. I'm sorry to say that the United States doesn't seem to understand. It's a war between Terroristan and India. But I'm sure that people are going to reach out to the MAGA community in the US, and they're going to understand that very soon, that their president is wrong, their establishment is wrong. That is India which is fighting terror. And when you want to fight the global war on terror, this is the most important front. And Pakistan is the facilitator of terror. Hamas, Hezbollah, you name the organization. There are Pakistani trainers working there, retired or serving. And again, This is well known. So the reality is, this is not the time to let go.
So, Professor, I want to ask you, because Pakistan is convening this meeting. First of all, Mark Rubio calls not the Prime Minister, he calls the General Munir, number one, which tells you that Munir perhaps did all of this because he wants to consolidate power, perhaps even go in for a coup and install himself as the real leader of Pakistan, come out of the shadows, so to speak. Number one. Number two, the National Command Authority has been summoned by the Prime Minister. What does all this mean?
It means nothing. It means hot air, frankly. The reality is the nuclear button cannot be pressed. You remember some decades ago, there was a big hoo-ha. Again, the Americans got very alarmed. Oh my God, nuclear conflict. And the reality, and I wrote at that point in time, there'll never be a nuclear conflict. Pakistan knows very well that you might eliminate quite a lot of Indians, but nowhere close to. We will eliminate practically the whole of Pakistan if that happens, and the whole region will be affected. So they are, irrational, but they're not madcaps. The Nuclear Command Authority thing is a farce. It's not meant for India. We know the truth. It's meant for the United States. And Marco Rubio, frankly, doesn't know what is happening. He has been misbriefed. He doesn't understand this situation. He doesn't understand the Pakistan army. He better bone up. And he better, because Rubio studied China, he better understand Chinese tactics. Pakistan has become a Chinese proxy. Just when Apple and Google and others were shifting from China and relocating to India, you have Pahalgam. Is that a coincidence? Of course not. The Chinese are terrified that India will, with the decoupling that takes place in China, which I regard as inevitable. You may have coziness, you may have trade talks, but the fundamental interests are divergent, and the US and China will decouple. In that situation, the US needs India. Marco Rubio needs to look at China and its connections with Pakistan, and then he can understand what we are facing.
Now, Professor Nalapur, I want you to, you're a foremost analyst, so I want you to tell me, what really has India achieved by going in there and knocking out some of these air bases? What was the thinking? We'd also ask the General that question, General Kohli. I'll bring him in too. But Professor, you're thinking about the targets. Now, if you're going and attacking the Pakistani military in Rawalpindi, you're basically telling them that we've got you by the scruff of the neck. It's only a matter of turning our guns in your direction. And Munir, you can be wherever you are, but you're not safe.
Rahul, please understand that these gentlemen do not believe India was capable of this kind of a completely comprehensive response. They regard, I'm sorry to use religious terms, I've never believed in religious differentiation. I've always believed in all faiths living peaceably, but they honestly believe the Hindu is some kind of an inferior species. The Hindu cannot fight back. The Hindu is the only mammal in the world without a backbone. They honestly believe that. From the time you look at school textbooks in Pakistan, you look at school textbooks, there you're taught to have contempt for the Hindu, to despise the Hindu, and the primary rule of wartime is never underestimate your enemy. The fact is, we are Homo sapiens. They have a backbone, a pretty weak now. We have a backbone, but the point is, Rahul, they are economically very vulnerable. They are on the ropes economically as well, and they will go under